Friends, in order to build apps using React Native with Expo, there are certain installations we'll have to go by in order to make our app development successful. So, sit back, relax, and let's simplify. Now, the first thing we are going to do in our app development using React Native with Expo is to install Node.js. So, we are going to go to our web browser, and then inside our search bar, we are going to type Node.js download. So as you can see from the top of my window, I have typed inside my Google search engine Node.js download. Now you can see that from our search we have download Node.js. So I'm going to click on it. Now we'll be making our installation using Windows. So as our app opens, we are going to go by the Windows installation. So this video covers only Windows installation, not Mac or Linux. So over here you can see we have our Windows installer, Mac installer, and then our source code. For the sake of this video, we are going to go by the Windows installer. Since I have already installed the Node.js on my machine, I am not going to reinstall it. So what you have to do is you just click on this Windows installer to install the Node.js on your machine. The installation process is very easy. All you have to do is to go from next to next to next to next to next to finish. Alright, so now that we have our Node.js, the next thing we are going to do is to install our Expo. So to install our Expo, we are going to open our Windows terminal. Now inside our terminal or our command prompt as in Windows, we are going to type in npm install, then global, which is G, then expo -cli. So we have npm install, then global expo CLI. So as you know that with React Native, we are going to be using Expo to build our apps, which is an external app. So you're going to install this expo CLI. So from here you type or you punch enter on your machine, then it installs the expo CLI for you. I have already installed it. Now from here you are going to create a folder on a visible place on your machine. So let's create a folder on, let's say, our desktop. So let me navigate to my desktop. So I say cd desktop. So on my desktop I'm going to create a folder called React Native Project. So mkdir, then I'm going to go React Native Projects. Now make sure that there are no spaces between the name you give to your folders or anything that you are doing. Make sure there are no spaces. So you can see I left an underscore between them. There should be no spaces between them. Now that I've created this folder, you punch enter on your keyboard to create a folder on your desktop. So after creating this folder on your desktop called the React Native Project, you are going to go inside this React Native project. So cd React Native projects. Alright, so now inside my React Native project, which is the folder I just created, here I am going to create the Expo app I want to develop in React Native. So I'm going to say npx create -expo -app, then you give the name of the app you want to create. So if you want to create a Facebook clone, you type Facebook -clone. So whatever name or the name of the app you are creating, you put the name of that app over here. After the Expo app, you write the name of the app here. Or if you are creating a weather app, you write here weather app. Weather app. So after here, again you punch enter on the keyboard to create the Expo app called the weather app. Now you know that the Expo is a third party. So after creating our Expo app within the React Native project, the next thing we're going to do is to go inside this weather app. So I'll write cd then weather app, or if it is Facebook clone you created, you go inside and type enter. So now I go inside this weather app which I just created. Then what I do here is that I type npm start. Now I want to start the project, or I want to start the app I just created, which is the weather app. I want to start it, so I type npm start and I punch enter on my keyboard. It takes a while to load the app depending on the speed of your internet connection. So from here it's going to start our project, which is the weather app. As I said, Expo start or the npm start. So it's going to load from here. So as you can see over here, we have a Metro bundler generated here, and then we are asked to scan the QR code above with Expo Go on Android or the camera app on iOS. So with this QR code, what it means is that we have to install an app called Expo Go on our Android phone in order to scan this QR code, so that as we build our app on our machine in VS Code, we'll be able to see what we are building on our phone or on our device. So let's go to our phone, and then we are going to install this Expo Go on our Android phone. So I'm going to close this here and then open my phone on I'm going to open my phone on my machine or my laptop, so that you can see as I do or I go by my installation. So it's going to load over here as I create a copy of my phone on my machine. So I'm using strcpy. If you are familiar with Flutter, you are kind of aware or familiar with strcpy, which gives a screen copy. So strcpy is like giving a copy of your screen or your phone screen on your desktop. Alright. So as you can see here, you can see my phone displayed on my desktop. So I'm going to let me close this things here. Now if I open down here, you can see Play Store down there. So I'm going to open Play Store on my phone. So I'll click on Play Store. Now when I open Play Store, I'm going to go to the search bar here and then type in Expo. So you can see I've already searched for it before. So I click on Expo. Now when the Expo comes, I'm going to install it. Now if I've already, okay, so you can see that I have already installed the Expo. So if you have not installed it, you install it and then you open it. You can see the open button there. I have already installed it, so I just click on open. It's going to open the Expo for me. Now from here, what I have to do is that I have to connect the Expo on my phone to the VS Code app I am developing on my machine. So to do this, you realize the QR code we were given. What I have to do is that I'm going to scan this QR code and then connect it to the QR code I have in my terminal. So I just click on scan QR code and then I connect the two of them. So I click on it. So your Expo Go, this is the Expo Go the terminal I was talking about on our Android phone. So just click on scan QR code to connect the Expo Go on our Android phone. So I just show it to the scanner to the QR code on the desktop, and then I scan it. So from here it's going to bundle my phone with the app I'm trying to build, which is the weather app. So it's going to load down here until it gets to 100%. So what happens is that anything after they are bundled together, anything we develop, okay, so you can see that what I developed in my VS Code was Hello World. I built this yellow orange thing with Hello World on it. They can see it on top there. So anything we develop inside our VS Code, we'll be able to see it in our Expo app on our phones. So if I open my app.js you can see that the code that I wrote over here, the view and the text hello world with the orange background color. So you can see that this same thing, this text hello world, is what appeared on my phone. So if I show you back what was on my phone, you can see that the background orange here with the text on top hello world. So you can see that everything that we actually build in VS Code will then appear on our phone as we develop our mobile application called a weather app, or it could be Facebook clone or Instagram. Now the next thing you're going to do is that you realize that when you built your Expo CLI, you had a basic structure. Now this basic structure excluded certain files like the ESLint and then some Prettier files, config files. So what you have to do is that you'll have to actually create these files and then include them inside your application. Now to do this, we are going to go back to our terminal. You're going to close it and then open a new terminal, get into our folder and then where our weather app is, and then start to install these ESLint and then initialize them. And after that, there are also some dependencies we are going to work with. So I'll close this one over here and then I'll open a new terminal. Now inside this new terminal, I'm going to navigate my way to the folder which I am creating this app on. So the folder I was creating it was the React Native project, and then I'll go to my weather app. Then inside my weather app, I'm going to execute these commands called the npm install ESLint and then save dev. So I'll open my command prompt here, and as it opens, I'm going to navigate my way to the folder. So alright, so I'll go to CD React Native project. Oh, I think I will have to first go to the desktop. Yeah, I will have to first go to the desktop. So I'll navigate to desktop, CD desktop. Yeah, so I'll have to go to the desktop. So let me clear this. And then let me go to the desktop. So desktop. Alright, so now on the desktop I'll go to my React Native project. React Native and then project, I think PRO, yeah. Now inside my React Native project, I'm going to open my weather app. So I'll go to CD weather app. Alright, so now inside my weather app, I'm going to execute this command npm install ESLint save dev. So I'm going to go by npm install ESLint then save save dev. Alright, so this is going to install the ESLint for me. Remember that with the Expo we didn't have these files in our package, in our development package, so you have to install this manually. So I'll punch enter, and then with your internet connection you should have everything. So from there I'm now going to initialize this ESLint that I just created. So I'll write npx ESLint then dash init, that is to initialize. So this is going to initialize the ESLint that I just created. Alright, so from here you're going to be asked a series of questions when you punch enter. All you have to do is to keep punching enter to all the questions. Just keep punching enter to all the questions, and then with your internet connection you should be able to download everything that you actually need. Alright, so from here we are going to be needing certain dependencies. That's the React Native community package. Alright, now to do this we will have to, let me see, to do this we actually have to go back to our terminal and then add the React Native community ESLint config file. So let me clear this, and then again we run npm install @react native, that is @react native community / ESLint config and then space, and I'll punch dash dash save dash dev. So first slash ESLint dash config, then space dash dash save dash dev. Alright, so from here I should have my community package, that is my React Native community ESLint config. So just punch enter. It's going to give you all the packages you are going to need from this installation. And the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to go back to the VS Code and then open our ESLint file. So we're going to add a certain dependency to it. Now this dependency is going to be from the React Native community. So I'll go to here and then open my ESLint file. So you can see ESLint.js. I'm going to open it. Now when I open it here, you can see we have at React Native community at the extent. So you put a comma here, then you come down and then you type what I've highlighted here. Type everything inside at React Native community. So what I've highlighted, type everything inside here, and then you should be good to go. Alright, so the next thing to do now is to install Prettier for proper code formatting. We are supposed to download Prettier. Now to install Prettier 2, we are going to go back to our terminal and then type in npm install dash dash save dash dev space dash dash save dash exact Prettier. Alright, so the same thing, npm install dash dash save dash dev then space dash dash save dash exact Prettier. So this to help us format our code properly. So for proper code formatting, we actually use Prettier in React Native. So again, you punch enter. It's going to install Prettier for you on your machine. I'm not punching enter because I already have these on my machine, so I don't need to reinstall them. Now again, we are going to create a Prettier config file. So we create files by using touch. So you type touch Prettier rconfig file.js. Alright, so touch, that's to create our Prettier file in our project. Touch Prettier rc.js, that's our config file, and then you punch enter. So you create the Prettier file in your JS, and then in your VS Code, you go to where Prettier is, you open it. Right, you can see Prettier rc.js. You open it there, and then after you open the Prettier, you type in what I have typed. You can see I have modo.expert and then all these codes. So you can pause the video over here and then type in everything you see. So everything you see here, just type everything inside the Prettier file, and then you are good to go. Alright, so the last but one thing, or almost the final thing we are going to be doing now, is to install ESLint extension. So we all know how to install extensions. You go to your extensions, right, and then you search for it. So you're going to search for ESLint extension. So ESLint, we type it in here, and based on the internet connection, it's going to be loading for you. So let's see, it's going to load ESLint in our extensions. Alright, so we hit on ESLint and then we install ESLint on our machine. So this extension is enabled globally, so you install ESLint on your machine. Alright, so now that we have ESLint, the final thing we are going to be doing is that we are going to go to our package.json or package.json, right, and we're going to add this ESLint value to our dependency. So we're going to look for where the package.json file is, right, you see over there, and then you look for the exactly, so lint, and then you pass in the value ESLint, then you leave a space and then full stop. You can see that ESLint space and full stop in your package.json file. So lint, you type in everything on this line over there, then again control save, you save everything, and then that will be it. Okay, so now that we have everything set up, you are going to run your lint. So you have to type npm run lint. Realize that the first time you're going to type, it's going to get an error. I'll explain this in our later videos, so don't worry about the error you get over here. Everything should be good to go. Alright, so now we are set up, we're actually done with everything. Alright friends, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and then I know that for React Native it takes a lot of effort to get everything. But it's good we have it all. So don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video on React Native in Expo. Until next time, as always, a party.